Hello, and welcome back to Chapter 7. My name's Funda, and yeah, this should be a pretty important moment in the living story. Uh, as this for this chapter, we're going to move down to Divinity's Reach to help the Queen celebrate her 10th anniversary of ruling over Kryta, and yeah, the first year of Guild Wars 2 since launch. So should be quite awesome. The Great Collapse was the giant sinkhole in one of the six districts of Divinity's Reach. That was covered over last update with a giant tent, which, yeah, we didn't know what was under there, but it turns out they were busy building this spectacular arena, which they have called the Crown Pavilion. As we moved inside the arena, we found Queen Jennah starting the opening ceremony. She's got Logan and Countess Anise with her. She's explaining that even though she's had a great 10 years as the ruler of Kryta, it's not been without its challenges. They've had, centaurs and ogres and other adversaries that they've had to deal with. So they've reclaimed the Great Collapse and set it up with these six zones, which relate to some of those adversaries that they've had to deal with. One for each of the sort of six majors. Okay, and then surprisingly, she presents these watch knights, which she says are her gift to Divinity's Reach as new protectors for the city. Now they sort of came out of nowhere. We haven't seen those before, so that was kind of interesting. The city's normally protected by the Seraph, the Minister's Guard, and the Shining Blades. But yeah, as Lord Farron sort of says here, it's the Minister's Guard hasn't been invited, and it's probably a good thing. So yeah, Logan then volunteers to step forward to take on one of the Watch Knights to prove that it's capable of looking after his queen. So he jumps into the ring. The cage goes up. Now Anise casts mesmer illusions on the Watch Knights so that it takes on ogre or Hylic or whatever form with those abilities. Eventually, she casts it on a Ritlock Brimstone illusion on him, which is a bit of a psychological thing for Logan. Now, as that Watch Knight starts to go out of control, an Aetherblade airship portals in, and pirates leap down and start to attack. Once we've driven those off, the group's trying to figure out how to get Logan out of the cage and stop the rogue Watch Knight that's attacking him. Rox surmises that someone must be nearby controlling them, and that it's probably short range. We spy a suspicious figure, and then Rox starts shooting at them as they blink around the arena. Eventually, Rox is able to hit them, and they flee the scene. That allows us to regain control of the arena fence, take down the Watch Knight, and rescue Logan. So yeah, then they talked about whether they should just cancel the festivities, but Anise is determined that this is to show that humanity is strong, humanity is determined, and the festivities will go on. Which, if we're going to be honest, is a very good thing because who doesn't love a Jubilee? So with that good news, they sent out balloons to all of the zones to help people get to the festivities. Now, unfortunately, the Aether Blades started to attack those balloons. We had to go out and drive them off. There were dignitaries who'd been invited. Again, Aether Blades had started attacking them on the road to try and prevent them getting to Divinity's Reach. Yeah, there were champions that you could take on to prove your worth. Now, within the Queen's Pavilion, as I say, there were 6 zones set up to offer challenges. Each of the zones was populated with the Watch Knights, which you'll see there. Had actually been mesmered to look like various enemies, but yeah, the robots underneath. Above the arena is the Queen's Gauntlet, a series of challenges for people to prove their championness. Now, weirdly, on some of the escort missions, you would actually find apart from Aether Blades, uh, Flame Legion or other types of enemies, but yeah, also these steam creatures, which we've only sort of seen around the Thormanova reactor and a few other sort of strange, very unusual places, and sort of related to portal activity. We saw them coming out of a portal just as sort of I ran down there, but yeah, this was a bit unusual and didn't sort of start until like a week in. After 2 weeks of the Jubilee, the closing ceremony was to be held, and the Queen was promising to make a big speech that was going to be big changes for the city. We catch up with Brahm and Rox here. Rox has been sent out as the representative for the Char. Ritlock wasn't really his thing to come out and listen to speeches and things, so he asked Rox to come out. She invited Brahm to come with her. Kabram, to come out with her as well, and yeah, so they've just been getting up to trouble. Yeah, so in the lead up to this, the ArenaNet page for this release was actually vandalised. We've been hearing rumours of this woman named Scarlet. My Trend talked about her back when we captured her. She actually defaced the website. And I think you'll see why I'm talking about that shortly.
But humanity's resolve will never waver. We have withstood every challenge thrown at us, because unity is our strength. Together, there is nothing we cannot withstand.
And that's my cue. Hello, DR. My name is Scarlet, and I've come to play with you. Don't panic. Yet. I've been laughing my leaves off while your queen brays about trials and endurance. It's time to show how fragile human society is. To wit, these watch nights you're so proud of? Mine now. Planted a few bombs around the city to keep things lively. Bet you can't find them all. Ta for now. See you soon. Oh, and I'll be taking your queen with me. Hang on, Your Majesty. It's going to be a wild ride.
Never fear, my queen. Lord Farron will save you. Well, now that I did not expect.
Yeah, so quite a lot there. Scarlet's finally revealed herself. She's taken the Watch Knights, which would be the protectors of Divinity's Reach, and turned them into these twisted mechanical abominations. She's taken a shot at the Queen. Turns out there was a mesmer illusion there instead of the Queen, so we don't know where the Queen is right now. Lord Farron had run forward to try and save her, and has yeah, fallen down into the pit. So we're not sure what's happened to him either. Scarlet set 4 bombs around the area, so we're just fighting our way through these twisted horrors, and yeah, so once we've done 3 of those, we're making our way to the last one. We come across some Aether Blades harassing Hobotron and the Minstrel, who have been sort of a comedy duo out the front of the pavilion for the last couple of weeks. Hobotron just really annoys the Minstrel. Yeah, so anyway, they yeah, the Aether Blades have taken this strange interest in them, and yeah, you'll see they sort of abduct them in a minute. Yeah, so very odd. Anyway, we make our way to the 4th bomb to deactivate it.
Don't say 4 bombs. I meant
Okay, so
5.
Scarlet says she's got 5.
Where did I put it? Oh, I remember. Right where the Seraph are gathering up the civilians. How careless of me.
She's bombed our evacuation point.
Okay, so as we went, any civilians that had been caught in the area had made their way to this point. She planted a 5th bomb, and she's just killed all of them, as well as some of Logan's men. So yeah, the veteran Twisted Nightmares are basically sort of the biggest enemies and pretty much the coolest that have been introduced here. You can definitely see elements of the Watch Knights in these guys. You'll see the 6 legs to begin with, which then get back to 2 as the fight goes on. But yeah, they got seriously cool animations and just very cool to fight. So apart from, you know, evil and whatever. So yeah. Okay, so we defeat them. Scarlet's still making jokes. She says by the tree. She's a Sylvari. Her name's Scarlet Briar, which is unusual for a Sylvari to have 2 names.
Forgive
But
the deception, Logan. Countess Anisa's security measures depended on as few people as possible knowing about them.
I'm glad you're safe, but I'm your a Seraph captain. How can I serve if I'm not informed?
Don't be petulant. My job is to protect the Queen from her enemies. Yours is to seek out and destroy those enemies. There were indications of a threat, so I concealed the real Queen until it revealed itself. Now it has, and it's spreading. Reports from all over the globe tell of portals releasing Scarlet's twisted minions. What are you doing about it?
A fair question. Scarlet can't be allowed to complete whatever it is she started, and she must be punished for the attempt.
Very well. Scarlet is the problem and she's in the pavilion. If she's using portals to send things out, we use portals to send things in.
Marshal whatever forces you need, Captain. Scarlet and her minions must be rooted out of that pavilion to face Crichton justice.
And do hurry. The sooner we get in, the sooner we rescue the VIP hostages. Poor Farron. Who'd have thought he had hero in him?
What's the situation, Captain? Bram and I are ready if you need us.
I'd welcome the help. Scarlet's clearly been planning this for a long time, and she's several steps ahead of us. We have to catch up, fast. Our top priorities are to neutralize her minions and find a way into that pavilion.
Neutralize means break, right? Because I can do that.
That'll work for her minions, but the door doesn't look breakable. We're gonna need an alternative. Maybe portals.
I was talking to the Asuran dignitary, Vorp. He's an engineer with a background in Asura gates and teleportation equipment.
Perfect. See if he's ready and willing to help. In the meantime, I'll organize Seraph patrols to protect the streets.
So, Vorp, we need a way into Scarlet's playhouse. Ready to put your Thalmo-technical skills to use on behalf of DR?
Of course, I know of this Scarlet. She earned advanced engineering degrees at each of Ratasum's colleges in record time. Engineering prodigy, they said. Intuitive grasp of phenomenological design and transcendent systems. I say, I hate a show-off. Especially when they're showing me up. Count me in. Taking down Scarlet is a matter of Asuran pride.
Asuran pride and human survival. Now let's put our heads together and figure out a way into that pavilion.
Alright, at least the Queen is safe. We're starting to get some information. The Asura are actually aware of Scarlet. They call her an engineering prodigy. She's trained at all 3 colleges in Radissom. We know that she's been out and training with lots of different races. So yeah, she's clearly a very knowledgeable, talented person and a threat to be watched. Anise reports that there have been invasions starting all over Tyria, and yeah, in the next episode we'll head out and start to take on some of those fights, and yeah, try and figure out what these Aether Blades are up to. Yeah, so the Watch Knights, they were going to be our big saviour, and now our biggest threat.